Hey everybody, what is up? PJ here, and I tell you what, we're going to go over some fun stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have the format of this a little bit different. So we're actually going to be experimenting with some different ideas, and we're actually all really excited about it, and I hope you are as well. So the first thing that we want to talk about today is, let me rewind here for a minute. So I happened to be randomly cruising the internet, hanging out, and I can't remember what I was looking for, but it must have been something related to SFIC or Locksmith Tool, something like that. And I ran across an awesome product that I wanted to share with you all. So let me go ahead and bring it in here. All right, so is what you see in the picture is our LockBoss capping and ejecting block. If you see it right there in the photo, and is what that is, right? It's a high quality, last a long time ejecting and capping block. Now, one thing it doesn't have, right, that like the Lab Annex has, is a way to eject all the pins out to decode them if there was a problem. Now, the real reason why I didn't have it on there, right, that it wasn't included in there is because it can, A, it would cost more, and B, having the extra piece there all the time, can be annoying, right? So if you have the Annex and you're used to, you have to cap 50 cylinders or something, having it there, a lot of guys, is what you do see is they take it out and they put it in their pinning kit. So just having a nice hardcore block that's going to last a long time is awesome. But it's what somebody did, okay? Someone I don't know, someone by the name of Translucent One created this really awesome ejection block stand and codebook. And I was really blown away. Like the fact that, I don't believe anyone ever sent this in letting us know they made it, but it's really cool. And the better part is that if you 3D print, you can download all the files to make this yourself. So huge shout out to Translucent One for making this 3D block stand and codebook for our LockBoss capping block. Now, something that really got me on this is also, so you can download this for free if you want. Now, if you do and you actually use it, go ahead and, there's a spot right here as seen. You can tip the designer, go and throw a couple bucks or something for making it. But something else I want to talk about is if you have a 3D printer, I don't. I probably should. Maybe this is a good idea or a good excuse to buy one. But I would love if someone would send me one, okay? I'll pay for it for the time, no big deal. But to be able to get one of these and look at it is really awesome. So let me scroll through the photos here. As you can see, so they have the block upside down, right, with the ejector tool in. And it's what happens is, you push it straight down through there and it goes into these chambers here, okay? And then these chambers are what allows you to decode it. There's a lot of reasons why you want to do this. But one in particular would be to figure out the control key bitting, right? So I think it's really awesome. Here's another picture of the stand that it goes in. So it looks like this stand here goes there. That's what's in this neon green color. And then the code book goes inside of it. Now, the cool part is, even though this is plastic, is that there's not a lot of force being used when you're ejecting all of the pins, right? So being able to use this, I think, the material will be fine. It's really a cool project. So Translucent One, great job. Very cool. Let's see here. All right. So I think that's really cool. I'd love to know. You know what? And maybe I actually I haven't asked the right question yet. And that question is have any of you actually already printed this out and used it? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you like this video, I would love if you were to go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps us know what type of content that you want us to create for you. Now, next up here is I want to do a Ask Me Anything. Okay, so we get a ton of questions that get poured in through email or through phone calls or even in the comment section. And I want to start having a little time where I actually just address these just straight on, right? You and me talking about it. So if you have questions, go ahead and send us to them at sales@CLKsupplies.com. Or you can even just drop it in the comments here and we'll dig through them. And next week we'll answer some more. So I got 2 today for you. And one is serious and one is not so serious. All right. So let's start with the serious first and then we'll get into the not so serious. So I was recently asked by someone who was just getting into the business what they should be charging for SFIC work, right? Small format interchangeable core work for rekeying and for keys. Now, of course, pricing is always one of those points where it's fun to argue about, right? You're charging too much, you're not charging enough, and so on and so forth. Now, I've addressed this exact topic before in some videos and in a podcast. And if you want to dig through those, you'll be able to find, and I really deep dive into it. But today, I just want to just throw some info at you. Hopefully it's helpful. And I think the biggest thing when it comes to actual pricing is to really talk about what all goes into that. Okay. So when it comes to small format interchangeable core keying, think about it. You're putting way more pins in than you are in a standard like Schlage or quickset lock. You're also having to most likely have some sort of a chart, whether that was hand or through a computer. And there is the management of the control key information, right? So a normal job, you go there, not a master key, just a standard key, pin it up, boom, you're out the door. You don't have to do any record keeping. When it comes to SFIC, you're going to have to also do record keeping. So that's something that I don't think it's talked enough about is that record keeping element. Okay. So, I would say that you should probably be around double of what you're charging for standard Schlage and quickset rekeys. Ballpark, I've talked to a lot of different guys about this, and the rekey price tends to be between $15 and $25 per core. All right. So I'd say probably if you're in that range, that's definitely a good place to be. But of course, I would love to know you who are watching, how much are you charging? Go ahead and drop that in the comments below. That would be great. There we go. Now, of course, I'm drinking some Topo Chico. Cheers to all of you who are drinking Topo Chico with me. So when it comes to keys, right? So typically when it comes to best keys, so first we covered the rekey. Now let's cover the keys. So when it comes to the keys, so typically you're going to find that you're going to want to code cut the SFIC key blanks. Now it's possible to duplicate them in a duplicator. However, almost everybody I've talked to actually uses a punch for them. So you have to punch them out, and then typically you have to mark them of some sort, even if that's going to be your just a C for control or for the master key. You have to mark that. By the way, put some dots on it, or just don't write master on it. It's really not the best way to handle that for security reasons. So as far as keys go, I would say the best key should be double to triple of what your standard quickset key is. Now, of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes into there. How many cylinders are you doing? How many keys you're doing? But there's some ballpark, and I hope that information is helpful. Next up, the next question I want to talk about is the question has been asked several times, and it'll be fun to talk about it. Okay. And that is, PJ, why don't you blink in videos? Oh my gosh. I tell you what, I would like to actually blame Connor for cutting out in the videos right before I blink. So it makes it look like I don't. But in reality, I don't know. Maybe I'm a robot in the metaverse, right? That's my best explanation I can give you. I'm a robot. No, but really, so the best thing I can come up with, and I'm trying to think about blinking right now as I'm talking about it, but is when I do videos, I typically will have an outline of some sort, but I do not do any scripting, right? I love just coming up with it as I'm talking, which every once in a while get me a little bit of trouble. But by doing it that way, it's fun. And I think is what happens is I look into the camera and I completely, I'm just focused and I can go a long time. I mean, I've done staring contests with my kids and I can't last nearly as long as I do when I'm staring at the camera. So there you have it. So yeah, those are the 2 questions we're going to be going over this week. So definitely drop them in, okay? And we'll answer them funny, serious, and we'll have some fun. All right, let me go ahead here and we'll get into the next thing here. Let's see, almost there. Okay, so I figured have some fun to talk about this. Connor's memes and stuff going on social media. So if you're not subscribed already to our Instagram or Facebook, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. It'll be fun and awesome. And I tell you what, some of the stuff that Connor and Kylie and Megan have been putting out are absolutely hilarious. And a little secret is I actually don't see any of it until it gets posted. So it's kind of fun for me to see. Sometimes I get a little nervous based on what they do. I'm like, uh-oh. But guys, so let's take a look at here. It looks like John S. sent in a picture in his LockBoss hoodie. Very cool, John, looking sharp. But I got to tell you what, okay, I got to scroll down here for a second, and you have to take a look at this. So, I talked about this last week when Wayne was on, but you guys, what in the heck's going on here? Step Brothers, this meme actually made me start watching Step Brothers. I've been watching it last couple nights. I ended up falling asleep during it, but how funny is that, right? But we have some other stuff going on here with Will Ferrell movies, I guess, and take a look at this. Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last, right? So we have right-hand machines in stock, and that's some funny stuff. Looks like AJ's lock and key put here. Now I have to clean up the coffee I just spilled all over my desk. That's how it was a good post, right? So that's some funny stuff. So good job, everybody making the memes. I hope you guys enjoy them. We'll take a look at this. What's your master key system horror story? That's a good one. It looks like Harry Gill 5079 says multiple ghost keys. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, ghost keys and master keying are not fun. Ghost keys pretty much means like you don't really know they exist or how they fit the lock, depending on your definition. But you have keys. In other words, you have keys that work that shouldn't. Okay, that's bad. Not fun with master key. So we got that going on. Let's see here. Perfect. So next up here is Doug Kimber. If you're watching, how's it going? And Doug actually just got in the mail these 2 packages. One was labeled for me and one was labeled for the CLK team. So thanks, Doug. Very awesome. And I tell you what, I am a sucker for pistachios. Come on. All right. Who doesn't like some pistachios? So it's good stuff. I personally love them. Hope you don't mind I eat one real quick. But these are absolutely delicious. And I'll tell you what, you want to know I love pistachios, okay? And according to my kids, I don't have any off mechanism. So once I start eating them, I typically don't stop. But there's only one person I know who loves pistachios more than me, and that's the Lockfather. So Lockfather, if you're watching, hey, make sure next time you're in here, come grab a couple of these pistachios before I eat them. So good stuff. All right. So guys, it's time. We're going to get into the winners this week. Now, of course, we have 5 of them, and I want to make sure I'm going to go over the rules, make sure we're all on the same page, and then we're going to announce them. So really excited. And of course, what I was just showing here, let me go back here. One of the winners today is getting this SFIC. Oh, can't load it for some reason. There you go. This SFIC pinning kit for A2 system. Look at that color-coded beauty. It almost looks like a little like Christmas themed almost, right? Maybe if the purple wasn't in there. No, purple can use for Christmas lights. It's like a Christmas pinning kit. Very good. Red, white, love it. So one lucky winner is going to be winning that tonight. All right. So let me go over the rules, make sure we're on the same page. I'm gonna announce this week's 5 winners. Here we go. So each and every week we post videos on YouTube. When you comment on the videos and include the hashtag LockBoss, you're automatically entered in to win one of 5 free prizes that we give away each and every week here on YouTube on Tuesdays live. All you have to do is comment on the video and include the hashtag LockBoss, and you're automatically entered to win. All right. No purchase necessary. However, we absolutely love the support and thank you for the support. So very cool. Now, if we call your name, okay, or if I announce your name here in just a minute, you're going to want to make sure that you email us at sales@CLKsupplies.com, or you can call us at 800-848-6989. When you do that, we're going to make sure we have your shipping address correct, and we're going to hook you up as always. Now, make sure if you're one of the winners and you get this stuff, we love seeing pictures of what you won, okay? Either in use, or if it's like the precision hoodie like I'm wearing right now. By the way, I absolutely love this thing, and we're still extending it $380 or more. You get a free one, so it's pretty cool. But definitely take pictures, show them to us. We love sharing them. And John, once again, thank you for sending that picture in. It's very, very cool. So with that being said, one last thing, and that is each LockBoss contest, it goes 1 week long. Okay, it starts on Monday, ends on Sunday, and then we announce the winners here live on Tuesday. All right, guys. So here we go. All right. So I'm going to put it in here. Uh-oh, I'm on the wrong slide, it looks like. So we're going to do it a little different. Okay, I'm trying something new last minute. And by the way, I did this myself. So when Connor sees this, he's going to be like, BJ, why didn't you have me make it a little more graphic-y? So it'll be a little fun one for a little shock for Connor. So, oh no. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. Hopefully you didn't see those and didn't spoil it here, okay? But without further ado, this week's 5 LockBoss winners. Here we go. Winner number 1 this week is Rosta236. Rosta236, congratulations. Make sure you get a hold of us, and we're going to hook you up. All right, here we go. Winner number 2 is Andy Mina. Andy Mina, congratulations. Make sure you contact us, and we'll get you hooked up as well. So here we go. Winner number 3 this week is Doug Hutchinson. Doug, congratulations. Make sure you call us or email us, and we're going to hook you up. Very good. Winner number 4 this week is Tumblr's Fall Locksport. Tumblr's Fall Locksport, congratulations. Thanks for being a part of it. And here we go. Last but not least, winner number 5 of this week's giveaway is Marissa and Lonnie Bowles. Good stuff. So make sure that you email us in as well. And there you have it. And finally, there's all the winners. Congratulations to all of you. And by the way, I love the comments, man. The comments are absolutely fantastic. They're so good. Some think they're spam. So that's how you know they're good. But yeah, so this is what we got going on, guys. I hope that you love the live show today. Definitely hit the like button and let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I'll be reading them shortly after the live here. So that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for tuning in. And let me get rid of that there. There we go. There we go. So thank you all for tuning in, hanging out. I tell you what, we got some good videos coming up. And probably one of my favorite videos that I've shot recently is going to be coming out here in a couple days. So it's a really good one, and I think you're going to find it super, super helpful. So let me know. We'll find out. So, all right, everybody, have a great evening. I hope we'll see y'all back here next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a good night.